Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you how to make this driving by diorama card. I love it because I think it looks really 60s, quite kind of hippie, and it's got some layers in there. So I will go ahead and show you the supplies you need to make this. Now these are using two of the Sale-a-bration items. You can earn these for free if you spend increments of £45. So for example, if you spent £45, you could choose the stamp set, which includes the camper van. Also, if there was another £45, you could earn a pack of the Simply Marbellous paper. So you get these different colours inside, two-sided patterns. This side is amazing, so lots of kind of watery looks to them, but I saw kind of 60s psychedelic, so that's the look I went for, like I say. And then this stamp here is from Sentimental Swirls stamp set. Okay, so let me show you what you need to make this card. So you need a card base, which is thick basic white. It was 11.5 inches by 4 1/8, and I've scored it in half at 5 3/4 inches. Then you need a piece of Coastal Cabana cardstock, and this measures 5.5 inches by 3 7/8 of an inch. You need a piece of the Bumblebee Simply Marbellous paper. And this measures 3 5/8 by 5 inches. And then finally you need a piece of the gorgeous grape, and this measures 3 inches by 4.5 inches. Okay, so I'm going to show you here the Diorama Dies. Oops, I need to see that extra piece. So I've used these three here. So there are more that come. How many do you get in here? You get 7 in total. Okay, so I've chosen, let me see if I've written down, I've chosen the 2nd, 4th and 5th dies from the smallest. Okay, so this is the 2nd smallest, the 4th smallest and the 5th smallest. Those are the ones I've used here. And you know, they're great for a lot of kind of seascapes, scenes, you know, make perfect puddles and all sorts. So just to save a little bit of time here, I have cut out the layers just to save time for the video. In fact, have I done the smallest one? No, I'm just going to do that one. I probably wanted to show you one that I was actually cutting at the time. So all I'm going to do is put this anywhere really in the centre-ish. Doesn't matter which way up I did it, because you can obviously twist the papers round. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this piece out. And these little cutouts are great if you want to use as a background on another card. So definitely keep hold of those. They make, like I say, cute little background. So you just need a scrap of basic white cardstock here. It can be a lot smaller than this. This doesn't particularly look like a scrap, but it's what I had to hand. And I'll just stamp it the right way up. So stamp your van. And then I'm using blends to colour in. So I've got light and dark pool party here. I've got light smoky slate. I've got dark basic black, and then I've got a colour lifter as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and colour most of the van in light pool party. I'll do it fairly quickly because you may not want to just watch me colouring. I hope you're all well. We've had storms, 3 storms in the UK. We've had Storm Dudley, Storm Eunice, and then Storm Franklin. I've had a bit of damage outside, but you know, fairly lucky compared to others. So hopefully that's the last we'll see of the storms for a while, but I hope you've all managed to stay safe. So there we go. I've just coloured most of that in. Now with the blends, you can either go over the same bit in the same tone of blends, and it will make it darker. And you can keep doing that until you get more of the kind of contrasting color, or you can use the darker blends to create something a little bit darker. I prefer really using the lighter one going over the color, because I don't think I'm that great at colouring. So if you've done the darker one like I've done here, you just then go back over it with the lighter colour, and it just creates a bit more of a kind of difference in colour, I guess. But I just quite like building it up with the one shade. So I'll do a bit more up here. Just go back over this bit. So you see, you can just keep going over it and the colour just builds. There we go, that will be fine. And then with the windows, I just put a little kind of bit in each corner here. And then, can you see that? Let's see a little bit. And then I use the colour lifter just to take away, you see the difference here, the harshness, just to make them look a bit more kind of glazed, I guess. So I'm just using the colour lifter just to go back over the edge of here and just over slightly, and it will just, it takes a couple of seconds to work, and you'll start to see some of the colour coming away, and it just makes it a bit softer to get that effect. I'm using the light smoky slate just to do the kind of the exhaust and the trim, and also the mud guards here. I'm not sure if they're mud guards or just the bits that go over the tie. I'm not really sure what it's called. Obviously you can take your time, and you know, there's endless possibilities to the colors. You could do the van, you could do all different colors to make it really psychedelic. Just coloring in this center chrome bit as well, and again you could take some of the color off if you don't want it to be quite as dark, and that bit there. And then finally for the wheels, I'm just using this dark basic black, and just be a little bit careful that you don't go over the other lines. Blends are a great addition to your craft stash, and you get them in sets of 2, so you get a light and a dark of each version. So there's, you know, loads of possibilities. They're great for colouring flowers, but just adding different gradients of colour. Right, that'll do. Okay, so then I'm just going to fussy cut around that. So basically that's just, my class ladies love this, I would just chop a bit off. You've got quite a big bit of paper here, cardstock, and then you just literally go around the edge. Again, you can take your time and just follow the outline around. I find it easier to move the paper. Little bits like this, and just cut into the corner. These Stampin' Up snips really help because they're super sharp. Equally, if you aren't too confident or your scissors aren't quite as sharp, you can always I'll show you here, maybe around this side, you could always cut kind of more of an outline around like this, so you leave a little bit of an edge around, but I quite like cutting it just right up to the shape. So I'm going to come back to you in a second when I finish this. Okay, here we go. So that's what you end up with. So we're going to pop him to one side for a second. Okay, so I worked a little bit on how to layer this up. And also you have an option here. You can either have all of your, which way around would that be? All of your kind of shapes following roughly the same pattern, the same outline. I've moved mine here, so I wouldn't make that very obvious, but I actually think that's that one. Yeah, it's just how I've cut it. So you see the swirls are kind of going, let's see which one this will be. The swirls are going the same kind of way, or like this one here, I've laid them up so they kind of overlap each other. I quite like that. So however you want to do it, have a little practice first with how you want it to look. I think I might go, I quite like it where they just offset each other a little bit. I don't do many things kind of straight here, so yeah, that way. That's how I want mine to go, so I'm going to leave them like this. So this one here first, you want to put in the center of your card, but you want to put dimensionals on because you want to give a little bit of height. You need quite a few, so flip it over. You need some in each corner, or one in each corner, because we just want to balance out the card so that it doesn't kind of dip in the middle. So to do that, we just need to put some around this centerpiece as well. So I'm afraid it is a bit dimensional heavy, but I think it's worth it to get the effect. So you can flip it over and just see if that it doesn't really dip anywhere. Maybe a little bit there. I know there's got one there. That's fine. Okay, so now I'm going to just take all the backings off. Okay, so flip that over and get it as centrally as you can on the card. It's not essential to be perfectly lined up, but with these layers you need them to be roughly in place so that you don't see a big gap, you know, kind of at one end. Okay, so this one's going to go over the top, but to get the layers up, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put double dimensionals in each corner and then singles all around the middle, because this is already one layer up, so I need the edges to be two up. So I'll show you what I mean here. So take two dimensionals, and so in each corner you're going to put a dimensional down, take the backing off, and then put the next one on top. Okay, so you've got two layers of dimensionals. So do that in each corner. Again, they don't have to line up perfectly when you're sticking them down, but you know, best shot at doing that. It just makes it easier if they are kind of stacked up. So this one definitely won't go in the UK as a regular letter. It will be a large letter, because anything with more than one dimensional needs to go as a large letter in general. So then again, we're just doing a single layer this time around the edge of the center cut out, just to raise that up. And you can be as generous or as frugal as you like, but just check that's going to stand up a bit. So again, backing's off. Okay, I think I've got, oh no, one there. I thought I had them all, but not quite. And then again, this one's going to sit over the top of this one. Kind of, I'm just going to pull it in towards me because I can't see how central I am without getting my head right in. So there we go. That one sat over the top. So these double layers are now raised, so this is the same level as the outside. And then this last layer I just stuck to here. You need to be a bit careful because this edge, or these edges, don't go, they come over this bit. So you want to put glue on this bit, but not all the way to the edges. So I'll show you what I mean here, just because there's nothing for it to stick to on these bits here. So definitely around the center here, not too close, because again, you don't want it coming out onto your card, but then just not too close. So put a bit in each corner here, but not too close to the edges. Flip that over, try not to get too gluey, and then again this is going to go over the top. I'm just going to hold it up so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Oh, did I move it? Doesn't really matter because it's all a bit kind of psychedelic anyway. So that's over the top, and then this one you can just sink into the middle here. So I've just stuck that one down with glue. I love these Diorama dies, and I'm not really a sea scene person, but I really liked them for this. Okay, pop that in the middle. Okay, then this is a new punch in the mini catalogue, the Cloud Punch. So we're going to use this to do the greeting up here. I'm just going to punch on a scrap the cloud, and then the happy birthday. Let's bring in my little mat again. Sometimes with photopolymer stamps I prefer to stamp onto something a little bit spongy. Okay, so this just fits on. Remove the ink so I don't put my arm in there. And then I've edged this with Costa Cabana ink to match this. It doesn't show an awful lot, but it just you know, creates a little bit of a different outline. I don't know if you can see the difference, probably a little bit. Anyway, I quite like it. So just dip it in your ink and then run round with the Dauber. I've just re-inked my Costa Cabana ink pad actually, so it's coming out quite dark, but that's fine. A little bit more down there. So that's going to stick on there. And again, you can stick this piece down flat and put one dimensional under there, or you could put one under there and two under here. I might just go for one on this side and then just put some glue on the other side for now, because we've got quite a lot of layers anyway. But again, it's because we're coming into this lower section, so we just want it to balance out on the card. And then finally, I'm going to add some little flowers, which look like Flower Power. And these are called Loose Flower Flourishes. And you get, I've dished them out for my class now, but you get 2 sizes and 3 different colours. So I'm going to go ahead and pick out, so it was a large pale papaya, a small, I've got a small, I'm going to use them all for my class. Did I have another one in there? Oh, here it is. A little small, what colour would that be? Flirty Flamingo, I think. And then also a small, what colours are they? The purple one. I don't know which colour it is. Fresh Freesia, I think. Here we go. Zoom out of the pack. Small, fresh, ooh, Freesia. Pinged across my desk. There we go. So with these, the best way I found to attach them is to flip them over and then put a rolled up glue dot on the back. So I'm going to put the little, and you know, you can put more on the camper van if you want to. I'm doing this for my class, so I don't want, well, it's not that I don't want to give my ladies more, I just, there aren't enough different flowers to go across so many ladies, so it's not that I'm being particularly tight with them, I just don't have enough to, I'd have to buy lots of packs basically. So let's see here, another one. So yeah, I'm just basically getting a glue dot here, if you can see it, and then just rolling it on the end of a poker tool. This little one here is going to go on the van, and then finally the pale papaya is going to sit here. So I hope you enjoy making my driving by diorama card. Take care, see you soon, bye.